I'm so happy to hear that, because like you said, we have worked with actors that can be sometimes, the experience can be disappointing because you've envisaged. Like sometimes I always feel like, I get scared to work with legends because you've imagined them to be a certain kind of way, and then they walk onto your set and you're like, maybe not.
God, maybe yes. I want to, if we weren't on television and being broadcast to lots of strangers.
We can't mention names, but like.
I'd love to mention names because there's a few who come instantly to mind.
Yeah, but like what you do, like that's part of the, I always feel like when someone's asked me like, what is your job like? And I said, it's 90% of my job is to handle people. 10% is the work I do on a set and on the film.
Correct.
But 90% is I'm dealing with human beings, which is what we never get credit for as a community of directors and filmmakers. We rarely get the credit that we deserve because the real work we're doing is PR. We're doing public relation work all the time. Like you have to handle your technicians, your actors, sometimes your producer, just like the combination of people and thoughts and egos and just, everyone, that sometimes I feel we get very little credit, for that kind of work. That is not that we don't get paid for, but that is something that is part of the job.
That's the job. That's the job. And it's not just handling people and leading people, but it's finding that every person has a different language. Yes. Every actor needs to be directed in a different way. The way that I direct Zoe Saldana is very different than the way I direct Walker Scobell or Catherine Keener or Mark Ruffalo. Every person has a different language. And I find one of the great fascinations of this life and this job is, what is your language? Now I'm going to find your language, because to do our job great, we need to access each person to bring out the best version of that person.
I also feel, in my experience, that actors are the most vulnerable and insecure people on your set. And they may not show it, they may not express it, but they're always vulnerable. They're always insecure. They need that affirmation. They need that confidence that you have to give them as a filmmaker. And so when you scream instructions on a mic, sometimes it can really throw an actor off. That's the first thing I tell anyone who works with me. I'm like, please don't scream instructions on a mic. Just go to them, tell them very quietly what you have to say, because once you scream it loud, it's like it's information for the whole set, and that gets them even more wound up. And you may not realize it, but you're playing with their head, because that's what it is. It's also psychology. It's how you draw a performance out. You said all the same things. So I feel like all filmmakers resonate on some level, with each other.
Although it is, not all filmmakers love the actor part of the process most. Some directors love the technical most. They love the visual most. They love editorial the most. For me, I love my actors. I love them. They are my favorite part of the job. I've been in pre-production on my next project, and I've kind of been working hard, and I'm living away from my family, and I've been a little bit lonely and a little bit blue. And then I did a reading with my actors, and I was suddenly, I was reminded, this is my fuel. This is my fuel. My actors are my inspiration, are my creative fuel. And so for Adam Project, where the content was so emotional, and so the process of making it was emotional. It's why it was one of my favorite movies to make and now to release. I said, when I watched the movie last time, I turned to Ryan and I said, this is my most me movie. This is the movie I've been meant to make. And I really feel that way about it.
I've seen a lot of your films, and I can definitely say this one is really special, and it's I think it's going to move the world. And I'm so glad that you've chosen this massive platform, Netflix, which has this huge global reach. A little bit about Netflix and your association. It's been quite a close association that you've had with this streaming giant. How's your experience been with them?
Yeah, it's amusing to me because I have some people, including some relatives, like my uncle was like, you must have been a genius to envision that Netflix would take over the world. And I'm like, I am not. I wish I were an investment genius. No, it started with Stranger Things, and nobody wanted Stranger Things. And the Duffers and I walked into Netflix and we said, here's the show. We're going to direct all of it ourselves. And what do you say? And they took a big swing. They placed a big bet. And since then, I found them to be very, very empowering to the creative process and to creative storytellers. So with Adam Project, I had their support. Certainly they would give me input and notes. But for this kind of movie where, again, I don't make movies for a niche. I make movies for the maximum audience possible. I make movies that want audience engagement. That is why I go to work every day. So Netflix has such a ubiquitous global scale of audience engagement that it makes it the perfect platform for a movie like this.
No, absolutely. And I think it's no longer like, when people say that, we are filmmakers, we grew up on a theatrical release, and a theatrical release has its own energy, and there's one way of looking at that. Of course, that's special and beautiful because it's a community viewing, and you can almost experience that when you sit with an audience. But this is special in so many different ways because this film will be accessible to over 222 countries with millions, gazillion people watching your film all at the same time. Different cultures, different countries. That is just special. Like, it's really something else.
You know what else has been really special? I mean, many people have started to watch the movie, people like yourself who were sent the movie early, and the reaction has been incredibly encouraging. But the best part is the people who have written Ryan or I these notes about how they watched it sitting on the couch with their son.
Yes.
And how they'd never seen their son cry at a movie ever. And that this movie was a connective moment. Or someone wrote me yesterday that they came away from the movie and called their mom and realized that they treat their mom like crap too much of the time and don't voice the gratitude. So the fact that this movie is connecting to viewers in ways that are personal and are emotional and makes them consider their own life, their own connections and relationships in their family, that's a dream of an outcome. And it's very gratifying.
Well, I think that you're going to spend an entire week and then many months post the release hearing a lot of great compliments and a lot of heartfelt stories about people's experiences while watching it, because it is an immensely connective experience. Watching the Adam Project was an immensely immersive, it was a very connective and a very satisfying cinema experience more than anything else. And I wish you so much love and luck, because I know that everyone in India is going to absolutely love the film. And in my own way, I've already started doing my own little publicity for the film, because I was so happy to kind of be one of the initial audiences for the film. And India loves everything you do. And I wish that you can watch a lot of our work. A lot of our work is on Netflix as well.
I know, and I think more and more every month, more and more every year. So I think the opportunity to gain fluency, reciprocal fluency in our culture's work is a tremendous privilege, and one that will keep growing and truly globalize cinema in a new way than ever before. And I look forward to that. But I can sincerely tell you, this was such a joyous chat. And again, when you watch me stealing your words in future interviews, remember I asked permission.
No. It will be such a pleasure to watch that. I will be I will be very flattered. But I just want to say that this was an amazing conversation, and I'm always very skeptical talking to filmmakers, because you never know, where that conversation can go. But this was just freewheeling and easy and wonderful, and I see why you make the movies that you do, because it comes from you. It just comes from you and your personality and your aura. So congratulations, and I hope everyone loves your film the way I did. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. Nice chatting with you.
Thank you. It's great chatting with you, and see you soon.
Thanks.
How'd you get to be so smart?
How'd you get to be so dumb?
Nice try.